All right, hey guys, super glad that you guys are here with us this week and tuning in. We are Bibles and Biceps. I'm Phil. This is Chandler.
What's good?
What's good? And we actually today we got we're super excited. This isn't just some random awkward chair sitting in the middle of us, but we have Devin and Devin Thorpe. He's going to be stepping into the camera line. Come on, Devin.
Our film crew is here.
Feels nice to be on the other side of the camera.
The other side of the camera. Wow. Hey, we're super excited. We believe that God's going to do amazing things through Devin, and Devin feels called to ministry, and so we're super excited to see what God does through him. We're continually praying for him and just excited that he's on board and about this week. So I'll turn it over to him just to start and talk about what we're talking about today, and we'll start.
Yeah. I'm super stoked to be here. Normally I'm just behind the camera. If you don't know who I am, watch last week's video. I had a little dance solo at the end.
That was good.
It was pretty good in my eyes, but you know, you can judge for yourself. Go check it out.
LL Cool J commented on that. I'm honest.
Who?
LL Cool J, the guy?
Yeah.
And the guy who does the lip sync battle in real life?
Yeah, he was saying I killed it.
Yeah, he said you did awesome.
Typically my responsibilities here are just to make sure Silo doesn't get his head underneath the tripod and just like throw it over. But
no promises today. No promises.
Yeah, so we don't know what we're getting into, but
that's good.
This week we're going to be last week we were talking about submission and just the idea of needing to submit to God, but this week we kind of just want to focus on what it looks like to submit to God. And so Phil called me up last night and he was like, "Hey, what's your schedule looking like tomorrow? Would you want to be on Bibles and Biceps?" And I was like, I got to talk to my people about it, but I'll have them get to your people. And no, I'm just kidding. I was gonna be here anyways. But I was just when he told me about it, I just sat in my room for a little bit and was thinking, what does it look like to submit to God? And this thought crossed my mind, and just because of stuff that's been happening, I wanted to quickly focus first what it looks like to not submit to God. And so I think that an accurate portrayal of what not submitting God looks like comes from King Nebuchadnezzar in Daniel chapter 4 verse 28. Nebuchadnezzar was the kind of guy that he had been presented to God. Daniel came to him and kind of interpreted his dreams and everything, and so he knew who God was, yet he turned from God, and he ended up building, going up to his rooftop and looking over Babylon and saying, "You know what, this is good, this is my city, this is all because of me." He let pride get in the way and really corrupt him. And so you see in Daniel chapter 4 that while the words were still in the king's mouth, the words of his self, he's really hyping himself up over all this, and it says, "While the words were still in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven. O King Nebuchadnezzar, to you it is spoken. The kingdom has departed from you, and you shall be driven from among men, and your dwellings shall be with the beasts of the field. And you shall be made to eat grass like an ox. And 7 periods of time shall pass over you until you know that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men and gives it to whom he will." Immediately the word was fulfilled against Nebuchadnezzar. He was driven from among men and ate grass like an ox, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till his hair grew as long as eagle's feathers, and his nails were like bird's claws. Right, so that's a pretty graphic scene of him being stripped of everything he has. He was so prideful and so confident in who he was as a king and all the great things that he felt he had done for the kingdom. But he failed to submit God after being presented to God, and just continued to self-proclaim himself. And it's the picture I get there is that, to me, a lot of the time submission and what it looks like, it can be extremely painful. It is not easy. We can sit here and talk about it all day, but it is not an easy thing to do. You get that feeling sometimes, that sickening, gut-wrenching feeling in your stomach that you feel like you're being called to do something that you do not want to do. Maybe it's to go somewhere. Maybe it's hurting your wallet because you feel like, you're called to do something, to whether it be tithing or funding or going out into the missions field, and that can really put a dent on your wallet, and And it's just little things like that, leaving relationships that you feel called to leave, and all these different things that, you know, when that thought flashes in your mind, you're just like, you know, I really hope that's not a God thought, because I don't want to be doing it. And that process can be so painful to turn from your own pride, turn from your own plans. You know, you plan out your life A to Z, what you want to do, and then all of a sudden the tides turn and you're being called to do something else. And honestly, that was my main thought last night, was just, you know, how painful sometimes it can be to submit, but how worth it is in the end to live a life full of submission to God and to live out His plan. And so I'm going to turn it over to Chandler. He's going to go more in depth. But
yeah, you know, surrendering and submitting, it feels so dangerous, so uncomfortable and frightening. But for us, I don't know about you guys, but for me, you know, it's much more frightening for me to ignore the Spirit leading and to try to go my own way, choose my own way. And so I feel like God's really shown me a lot lately. Coach Bryant, that's his coach, Zach, showed us a quote from Alex Bregman, infielder for the Astros. He said, "Be where your feet are." And so for me, I really feel like God's showing me that applies in submission too, and being intentional to be where my feet are, to actively love God and love people. You know, I've been reading Forgotten God, and it's been really convicting to see that Francis Chan talks about that we really don't need to worry about what God feels for our life is. You know, God cares so much more about the Spirit's leading in the next 10 minutes than He does for our future. You know, we no longer need to be able to be planning our future. That's a big one for me. I want to plan. I want to be in front of things and control that aspect. But I just need to be intentional, be where my feet are, with the people that I'm around, actively loving people, just walking in that way and realizing that there's a great peace that comes from that. The peace of knowing that our life is not in our hands. And you were talking about how submission is so tough and so rough, and I was thinking about, you know, look to Jesus. We say that a lot, like look to the cross. Like, that was submission.
yeah,
That was He presented His body as a living sacrifice on the cross. Like, that's not easy, that's rough, that hurts. But man, like, praise God that He did that for us, and that's love, and there's peace from that.
That's awesome. That's so true. I think we saw that last week, and I got just a quick verse for you. I found in 1 Peter 5:6, and it says, "Humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of God, so that at the proper time He may exalt you." And so I believe humble could be also in a way of submission, because when I humble myself under the authority of God. So it also says under the mighty hand of God. Many times that I think that I actually am in control of my life. You know, I actually think that I can control these things or in the future, when actually I really can only control right now. You know, and what I do right now, right in this space, the words that are coming out of my mouth right now. And many times I think it's my life to live, when honestly it's my life to give. You know, and so I truly believe right now I want to give my life. That was my one-liner for the event. But
write it down.
Yeah, write it down. Hashtag it. It's not your. Many times I think it's my life to live, but it's actually my life to give. And so I believe that right now is where you be where your feet are. You know, like Chandler said, and the quote that was shown to him is that I can control right now. I can only control what I can control. And if college sports taught me anything, that's the thing that I've learned, is that, man, I can't control what happens outside of my actions, my thoughts, my words. And so I'm telling myself, and I'm submitting to God, that right now I will give you everything I have right now. I'm not going to plan ahead, because I want to give you my best right now in the moment. God, this is for you. Everything that I do today is for you. We're not saying, hey, don't have goals, don't have plans. My dad used to say a quote to me. He says, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every time. My favorite quote ever. And so I believe that goals are good in life. I think that you should always have goals in your life, but at the same time, know where you're at. Be where you are and give it to God right now where you are. Humble yourself to Him, because He is mightier than you. And by us saying that we have our life in control is actually neglecting God's power and work. Daily giving ourselves over to that, trusting in His greater plan and being transformed by His Holy Spirit, so that we'll keep in step with the Spirit. And I think that also goes with the look to Jesus and lean into Him and seek our satisfaction from Him. He's the only thing that's going to satisfy us in that way. And so when we begin to do that, then we begin to walk in love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness,
control. We begin to live a life full of the fruit of the Spirit. We're beginning to be fully submitted to God in every part of our life, every decision, every plan. It's all His. We're giving it all to Him. We're being submitted to that and trusting in that. He's even greater than our own plans. He's even greater than any trial, any storm that we'll face. He's leading us, and we just belong to the ride. We enjoy the ride.
That's great. Hey, we love you. We truly care about you. And just know that you are on our hearts. We ask and we plead with you. Hey, be where you are right now. Yeah, there's a lot of exciting times in the future, but God is planning you right now for something even greater than you could ever plan or even prepare. And so surrender yourself to God as we attempt to surrender ourselves to God each and every day. Hey, we love you, we care for you, praying for you, and we'll see you next week.
Voila.